Hey everyone, today we're taking a look at loaders, specifically our list of our top 5 picks for loaders. Now before we get right into it, I will preface this by saying it's not really, like most of our top 5s, we don't really structure it as like this is number 1, this is number 5, whatever. We just think that all 5 of these are great choices depending on who you are and what your needs are. Also, inevitably, some of you are totally going to disagree with some of these choices. Some of you guys are going to think that like, oh, why wasn't this on here? And by all means, leave that stuff all in the comments. We love hearing it. But yeah, going to jump right in. So the first one that I'm going to show you guys, and I know a bunch of you are going to be like, wait, what? Is a gravity-fed hopper. I know, it's a gravity-fed. And obviously, it's largely considered that agitated electronic hoppers are better than gravity fed, but we did want to mention at least one of them because there's a lot of people out there that use a hopper but don't need it to be agitated. They just don't shoot fast enough to justify that. So we thought we'd show you the one grav fed hopper that we actually think really is worth mentioning. Honestly, it's the only one that's different from every other grav fed hopper, and that would be the Primo Loader. Now, there's not much going on in it. Obviously, it's a hollow plastic shell, but it does have one little feature that helps it feed much more reliably than other hollow plastic shells. And that is this thing that's gonna be super hard to see for you guys, but basically there's this little shelf inside the loader itself. So it's this little shelf that's kind of built into the middle of the loader, and paintballs kind of sit on that and then roll off of the shelf and then roll into the feed neck. It's hard to describe, but because of that, it basically helps the weight of the paintballs not jam up in the actual feed neck. So anyone who's used a grav fed hopper before, and I'm assuming most of you have at some point, you'll know that if it's fully loaded to the top, they do tend to jam a little bit more. You kind of have to shake it as you shoot because the weight of the paintballs is just kind of binding everything up in here. This shelf stops that from happening. Basically, most of the weight of the paintballs is resting on the shelf, and then it kind of helps feed them in. So it's going to feed much more smoothly, much more consistently than like any other grav fed hopper. So we thought that warranted a mention. So if anyone's out there looking for like a good gravity fed hopper, we recommend the Primo Loader. Moving on to our agitated loaders. The next one we're going to show off would be the Empire Halo 2. Now, this guy is basically, in our opinion, the best, cheapest agitated loader. So basically, if you're looking to not drop a lot of money, maybe you're just getting into the sport, budget is an issue, you don't want to drop, high-end prices on a loader, I would say that the Halo 2 is probably your best bet. It's very affordable, but still works very well. Like, it's really, it feeds consistently, feeds quickly. It doesn't have a few of the features that you're gonna see on some of the other high-end loaders. Like, for example, the other ones we're gonna show you after this. It does not have a toolless teardown. That's probably the most major thing. Basically, so if you want to take this apart, you are going to need a screwdriver. So most of the high-end loaders are now toolless teardown, but if that doesn't really bother you so much and you're looking to save some money, Halo 2. Moving on. This one is very new, very, very new, and that would be the Die LTR. Now, this is a rotor. It's this exact same internals as the original rotor, and basically it just has a different shell. So they got rid of some of the little cosmetic features that would have a tendency to fall out and or break. Got rid of that, and they actually managed to bring the price down because of that. So this is really, really affordable, especially if you compare it to the original rotor or like the R2. Very affordable, but still super reliable, super consistent, completely toolless teardown that's very easy to do. It's just, all the good things of the original rotor, and now it's cheaper. So LTR, really, really solid loader. Next up would be the HK TFX. This is relatively not as new as some of the other ones on this list, but still, not an older loader. Some of the cool features about this one comes with a neat case, which we don't have here to show you guys, but take my word for it, it's a really nice case. It's this like soft padded inside, and it closes with a zipper, and it's a nice little like attention to detail. It's this like pretty case. It's gonna keep your loader protected. It does have lots of high-end features, toolless teardown that is totally easy to do. Everything in here is kind of like adjustable and easy to fix. Like, it does have actually adjustable tension on the feed tray, which is really neat. So if you're using like super brittle paintballs or maybe a lower rate of fire, you can like adjust that tension to kind of tune it to the kind of paint you're using and how fast you're shooting. So that's awesome. Another cool feature about the TFX is it's got this little switch up in the feed neck. So it's basically, if a paintball is pushing on the switch, then it's not completing a circuit. So the loader is off. And then as soon as that paintball drops down into the feed neck, the circuit is completed again, and then the loader is on. Either that or it works exactly the opposite. But either way, while you're not shooting, there's no circuit and it's not on, so it's not draining your battery. While you are shooting, it is on, so then obviously it is draining your battery. But what this means is you're gonna have a really long battery life on this thing, because basically while you're not using it, it's not on. It's only on exactly when it needs to be on. So that's gonna just make those batteries last a lot longer. I think that's kind of a neat feature. Last one on the list, last but not least, another new addition to the loader lineup would be the Virtue Spire 3. Now this thing, like, obviously I'll say it right off the bat because you guys are noticing it, looks really cool. It's got like a really neat, like, low profile design. I really enjoy the contouring of it. It's also got like tons of great features. It is, of course, toolless disassembly, not hard to do, very easy to put the speed feed on, all that stuff. So as you would expect from high-end loaders these days. It also has a couple other features that like not many, if any, other loaders have. One of the big ones that I noticed was it's Bluetooth compatible. So you can upgrade the software via Bluetooth. So that'll be neat. That'll probably mean, you know, future updates down the line. And honestly, I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure it's useful. The next thing that I really like is there's this little LED in the front of the loader on these two little indicators on the sides, and they are reload indicators. So basically they are going to be, I think it's either green or red, and basically if it's green, you're good, you don't have to reload, and once it goes red, it's trying to tell you like, oh, you're running out of paint, reload me now. And basically there's a tray in the front of the loader that as the tray is kind of pushing up, once the weight of the paintballs pulls off of it, that's how it knows that like, there's not much paint left in me, put more paint in me. So that's nice. It's always nice when your loader tells you when it needs to be fed. So yeah, the Virtue Spire 3. That's pretty much that for our list of top 5 loaders. So yeah, what did you guys think? Like, do you agree with that list? Do you disagree? Do you think that there was some loaders that like were crazy for not including on our list? Let us know in the comments. And if you could like and subscribe, we always appreciate it. And thanks for watching.